Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Ben from the Lover of Tech channel. Now I had the chance to attend one of the Samsung press events in London on the 11th of August. Was meant to edit this, but getting the chance to do it now, and I had the opportunity to attend to see all the different products that were announced on the 9th of August at the Unpacked event, from the Galaxy Note 9 to the Samsung Galaxy Watch, as well as the Tab S4, and even with DeX being worked inbuilt to the Tab S4 and the Galaxy Note 9. So I thought, let me do a quick montage of what I experienced and the products that I got to see in its full fruition at the press event. So sit back and watch it. Let's see right ahead. First up is the Galaxy Note 9, and if you've not checked out my full in-depth hands-on video, I will have a link in the description below, as well as the cards above, so go check it so you can see all the full details on the Galaxy Note 9. This is just going to be more of a quick overview of all the different variants that were available at the press event and also in the UK. Now, 3 colors were announced for the UK, and the first up that you're seeing right now is the Lilac Purple, which is a really nice, clean color. It's not too punchy in the face, but definitely a different option that was actually put out there as well, so it's really nice to see this color here. The classic Midnight Black, that is definitely the one I've been rocking for the longest time amount of years for all the Note products that I've had, but the one that I've been rocking, my favorite at the current moment, is definitely the Ocean Blue. But it was definitely great to be able to see all 3 colors so you can see the contrast between them. All of them do have black fronts, but you can see all the different color aesthetics from the back, and those are the 3 colors that were available in both SKUs in the UK, and that's for the 6GB of RAM variant with 128GB storage, as well as the 8GB of RAM with 512GB of storage. So those are the colors that were available in the Galaxy Note 9. As you know, the Galaxy Note 9 is a powerhouse. Go watch the hands-on video so you can get all the details on it. So I also got an opportunity to see inbuilt DeX working, where you no longer need the DeX station. It is inbuilt. All you need is a USB Type-C to HDMI adapter, something that supports the power delivery, so enough power comes through for the HDMI adapter, and you are able to have the desktop experience with dual mode working, as well as being able to use it as a trackpad and also the keyboard screen. Now with this, you're starting to see a bit more justification of why such a phone has such high-end specs, especially when it comes to 8GB of RAM, 512GB of internal storage, as well as 512GB of SSD storage, making this the 1TB ready phone, very much on par with some laptops when it comes to specifications. So when you're seeing stuff like DeX working, you can see a bit of justification of why these specs are there. So it really opens up room for business users, or even people that just want to have an alternative to having a laptop, but it's not necessarily a full replacement, but it's an alternative. So I'm really interested to see how this will adopt and how far this will go. But yeah, DeX inbuilt working on the Galaxy Note 9. Next up are the 2 new watches that were announced, no longer called the S, but it's the 2 new flavors of the Galaxy Watch. And you've got the 46mm, which comes in the silver with the black front, as well as the 42mm, which is the showcase color rose gold, as well as the black. Now the 46mm configuration in the standard config is actually rated at 7 days battery life under normal usage, whereas the 42mm under the normal configuration and normal usage is actually rated at 4 days battery life. This is definitely going to be interesting, and it's definitely different when it comes to the eSIM variants, which is definitely my new favorite feature. Having the embedded SIM built into this, where you can actually have LTE for calls, text and data, is probably my favorite feature on these new Galaxy Watches. They're really nice. The 46mm is something I'll definitely gravitate to. Really nice size when you're using it throughout the OS, and also because of the circular timepiece, it certainly resonates to where I used to wear watches of that timepiece with the circular crown, where you use it to actually go through the UI as well as touch interface as well, and running on Tizen for their wearables. And it's something that I definitely hope Samsung can adopt Tizen for their smartphones, but it's reminiscent of how well optimized the battery life is on these new ones, as well as having bigger batteries in there and a much more optimized processor. These are the new Galaxy Watches. My favorite feature on there is definitely the eSIM. I'm definitely digging the 46mm. The rose gold showcase and the 42mm is definitely looking nice. And yeah, that is the Galaxy Watch. If you want to see more information on the Galaxy Watch, there's something a bit more in depth for myself, hit me up in the comment section below and let me know. But these are the new 2 flavors of the Galaxy Watch. And finally, last but not least, is their new premium flagship replacement to the Tab S3, the new Galaxy Tab S4, which I actually think is one of their boldest releases out of their products that they announced. No home button, no fingerprint scanner to be seen anywhere, just straight intelligent scan, which is a mix of Samsung's iris scanning technology as well as facial recognition for biometrically unlocking the device. And with the overall specification, what you are looking at is a throwback to the wider landscape aspect ratio of 16:10. It's a Super AMOLED display, 2560 by 1600. You do have a Snapdragon 835 chipset, 4 GB of RAM, as well as 7300 milliamp hour battery with a screen to body ratio of 79%. Now, I'm kind of worried about the longevity of this product, especially when it comes to the internal specifications. Definitely with 4 GB of RAM, I would have loved to seen a 6 and an 8 GB of RAM, and also the chipset. Nothing wrong with the Snapdragon 835, but I would have definitely seen something newer, something like the Exynos 9810 or the 845. But again, maybe they're confident in terms of the software optimization with things like DeX and how it runs, things like gaming, as you can see with Fortnite, as well as using Smart View to cast it to the TV, and also having dual mode with DeX built in as well, and also optimization with things like the Pogo Pin keyboard, where with the Pogo Pin keyboard, where you do have it working with the magnetic connector, it doesn't have its own power source, it feeds off the laptop. You do have a slot for the S Pen, and also with the inclusion of the S Pen as well, there is great value that comes with this tablet. But I'm just worried about the internal specifications. Definitely not weak by any means, but I would have wanted something a bit more updated. But I'm sure that maybe when it comes to the software optimization, they're very confident with what they're doing with this product. You do have quad speakers that are tuned by AKG as well, with Dolby Atmos simulated surround sound for much more fuller sound as well. So this is a full-on feature-fledged flagship tablet, and I think Samsung are still pretty much the only people that are doing Android tablets right. They don't want Android tablets to die, so I can appreciate that. And it's definitely a viable option, especially for the fact that with Android tablets, you do have mouse input support as well. So with the Pogo Pin keyboard, with a Bluetooth mouse, this can be a decent alternative to a laptop carry around. So that is the Galaxy Tab S4. Now, I wanted to give a big thank you to my man Kam Taheri and also Samsung for allowing me to actually be at this press event. I had a small interview with Kam as well, just so you can actually see what the whole plan of this event was about and future plans with Samsung. So go ahead and watch it just right now. Hey, Ben from Lover of Tech here. I'm actually at Samsung's first press event in London, and I'm here with Kam Taheri, who actually is the one that got me to this event. And we've been able to see all the latest products that were announced at the Unpacked event on the 9th of August on Thursday, and kind of wanted to introduce you guys to Kam. Tell us more about what you do at Samsung, man.
Cool, so I work on the portfolio team, so heading up product management, so I look after mobile, wearables, tablets. These devices have been in my life now for
good amount of time.
Yeah, so like 5-6 months. We've been doing all the selling sessions, getting it ready for the public.
Getting it prepped. Hiding it from the public as well.
Yeah, getting it to the technical team, and just making sure that it's ready for 9th when we unpack the device.
Yeah.
And yeah, really good to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me, and
of course, no problem at
definitely seen the full range and the note. You know, a lot of people, mate, liking is an understatement. This is by far has been my favorite flagship phone for a while now, so may sound a little bit biased, but you know,
it's only because I'm here. You say that.
I'm trying to be that way. But yeah, no, this phone, just by initial impressions, is a powerhouse, man. So many other products, Tab S4, the new Galaxy Watches, and definitely this product here, and yeah, I'm eager to just use it and fully test it out.
Yeah, I think it's good what you're seeing from Samsung now. You know, we've launched 3 products, all flagship devices. First for Samsung, we've never done that before. And the fact that, you know, they're all connected. You know, you have applications like Samsung Flow to transfer all the information from one device to the other device. You know, there's a big story to tell. You know, and for me, personally, working for Samsung, I think we have the best story, like ecosystem.
Yeah,
you know,
hardware-wise for sure.
Yeah, we've got white goods, TV, AV, mobile, wearables, you name it, we do it. And I think next year, you know, without saying too much, you know, you're going to see some big innovation from Samsung. Hopefully, you know, viewers here at home will absolutely love what we're going to be doing next year. Even what we're doing now, to be fair. So.
The Lover of Tech family, you heard it first, man. Next year, 2019, is going to be big. 10 years of Galaxy, so I'm eager to see it. I've been a long-term Galaxy user. I try and use as many products as possible, but you know, I'm a person that really likes hardware, the physical, you know, and this feels as close to hardware-wise as no compromise as possible. So
I'm definitely eager to put this bad boy through wherever. And again, thank you for having me here, man. I appreciate seeing all the products. So without a shadow of a doubt, man, this is the man Kam Taheri. He got me here, so big shout out to him. Thank you. I'll have his Instagram in the description below as well. Go check him out. And peace. Thank you. And I'll see you guys later.